What are your thoughts here? We're now 100 days away. Do you see this going down the road of deal, or no Brexit?
It could go in any of those directions. I think still we'd have to say that the most likely outcome is some kind of deal. It seems to me that Theresa May has, in effect, played her cards quite well over the last few days, managing to get the vote into January, which means that many MPs, I think, especially with the announcements about preparations for no deal coming today, will worry about the possibility of no deal and perhaps in the end compromise and just go for her deal, hoping that they can, as it were, sort things out afterwards to the advantage of the UK. The main aim for Brexiteers, after all, is first and foremost to get us out of the European Union.
But is it to get us out or to get you out of the European Union no matter what, at any cost?
Well, I mean, I think there is a small group of Conservative MPs who would like us to crash out of the EU without a deal because they see any association, any continued relationship with the EU as a constraint on Britain's ability to trade with other countries. They're in a small minority, however. I think that most Brexiteers in the Conservative Party would like to leave with some kind of deal. And there are some Labour MPs who might actually support that legislation. Having said that, I think it is important that Theresa May is able to get a little bit more out of the EU than she's been able to get over the last couple of weeks. I wouldn't put it past, however, the EU to give her a little bit more at the beginning of January.
Now, many business associations there are definitely sounding the alarm. They're saying there just isn't enough time to prepare if we are going toward a no-deal scenario. What are the businesses most afraid of exactly?
Well, to be honest, they're afraid of the last 45 years of rules which govern our trade with European Union countries being effectively torn up overnight and nothing being put in their place. It's all right to suggest that we can trade on WTO rules, but they have all sorts of disadvantages. And there are some major rule changes that would have to be brought in within a few days. And without them, aeroplanes won't take off, medicines won't get through, and it could be very, very difficult.
Just to wrap up, we are 100 days away. We are hearing some scary stuff, troops on standby, medicines being stockpiled. What's the feeling like there in the UK?
Well, I think, to be honest, the government hopes to ramp up anxiety and concerns over the possibility of a no-deal Brexit. The talk of troops, I think, is very alarmist, and people will begin to worry that unless some kind of deal is done with the EU, then there could be complete chaos, both at ports in Kent, where most of the trade with the EU comes through, and in terms of medicines. That's quite a scary prospect for people. And in some ways, it sounds terrible, but that's in the government interest, really, to make us all worry so much that in the end, we go for the compromise that Theresa May has come up with.
Tim, thank you for that. Professor Tim Bale speaking to us there from London.